Y'all already know, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain.
Pushing but the cutty with my new hairdo. Hit it with the ball in my alligator shoes. Smashing in my house till the better than recruiting, yelling dirty money mine. Rap money mean fast money. Get up in the head, staying fed off this cash money. Talking dirty red, good head, slinging ass money. Roofing in this drink got, I'm looking like a crash dummy. Every year the cooker got a game from a kin, from the looks to a frame. To that thing on the wrist, very strange on the chips. Keep a hold down if you're listening to fly. Now let us stick around. Bitch, jump ship and now let that bitch drown. I ain't never had a bitch that I couldn't do without. Got her in the stripper off up in the south. If I pick it up north, ain't no throwing in the crowd, man. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. It's like knick-knack, paddywhack, put a hooker on. Catch a pee up in the V, up on trap in the brown. Papa couldn't say we had like apps on my phone. With the pop up or the scratch finger waves on the dome. Switching up the brakes, temporary afro. With a gang of trap money falling out my asshole. Pull up on the quick, but we let a hooker know that you need to choose a pimp. Ain't no hoeing on your own. Really ain't a wrecking, pull a quick up out the ground. So if you catch me in section, keep a look out for the crown. Get your whole cooking, but I cook for practice as soon as I catch you looking. It's a must I sex her ass. What a liver crab. Cut the supersized 5-figure, choosing V-Mark, the burger and the fries. Hourglass figure with the dunny in the thighs, mixed with proper education. A prize rise. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son.
I could get your dolly party gone off that Molly Whopper, but excuse me partying, better get my dollars proper. Said she was a party rocker, said I got them party favors. I'ma probably knock her, you would probably save her. I just politic, you could call it legislature, but them lames could probably snitch and call investigators. So I keep a pretty face, bitch. Didn't catch a paper, I'll be in my spaceship. Check my text message later.
Now half that and I slapped her ass as she hopped out of the backseat of my green caddy. Off into the track meet. It's awesome for my horse. The floor Friday daddy with a raggy. Smacking is active in the pursuit of attractive matches that interact with rich tricks and bring it back quick. But in the morning, cause I like my chip stacking. Wrapped up on the dresser, extra mattress when I wake up to it.
Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son. Trap son, trap son, trap son, trap son. Bitch go rap son.
Yes. And for those of y'all wondering who that is on that music, that's Figga Slim Williams. Figga, 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 Slim, Slim, Williams, Williams. Figga Slim Williams. And the name of that song is Trap Money. Okay, hold on. Excuse my pimping while I get some things together, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you have not already, go ahead, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. What I mean by that, hit that icon that look like that, man. Hit that like button one time, please, and thank you. Excuse my pimping while I get something together, man. Okay, that's 47 of y'all in here. 46 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door. Okay, cool, good shit. Yeah, man. we gonna chop this good game about being all you could be. Because the way things should be, because the potential for people to be great is so high, it's so great right now. The potential for people to be great is great right now. So man, you need to be being all you could be. And it's crazy because during the times when people had less, they made more happen. And now that we got so much abundance, people make less happen. A big part of the reason for that is because, you know, when you have less, you face with a lot of challenges, right? And challenges gonna either make you stand and deliver or fold and buckle. And like I said, today we got so much abundance, people feel like they too good to be challenged. Or they okay, they'll be all right without facing challenges. When really and truly, they scared of challenges. A lot of y'all watching right now, you scared of challenges. There's certain challenges that if you face them, that's the bridge between you and the greatest version of yourself. Whatever that challenge is that you facing right now, or that you scared to face right now. This shit is tripping. I was trying to do something, but yeah, don't be afraid of challenges, man. Y'all already know the first order of business around here, man. Like we always do about this time. Nigga, this shit right here? This shit right here, nigga? Nigga, this that love. That good old love shit. Go ahead and put some of this good old love juice in your body, man, like so. Hold on, let me get that together so y'all can see my pippin nice and clearly. Or can y'all see my pippin? Maybe it was better like that. Okay. But yeah, man, be all you could be. Do you ever stop and think about what it means to truly be all you can be? Have you ever thought about if you were to look at a scale of be all you can be and be the least that you can be? You ever think about a scale and where you fall on that scale? Do you ever think about whether or not you in the middle, or you all the way over here, or you all the way over here? Hold on, let me get something together real quick. Excuse my pippin. Reading some of y'all's comments, man. Excuse my pimping. Lachelle Reed, good looking as always. Glory to the game with the $20 holler. Neck of the Woods updated. Good looking with the $5 holler. Let's start it off, P. You dig. That's what we doing, man. Let me put my partner. Man, I hate these iPhones, man. I don't know how y'all do this shit. They are not very user friendly at all, man. And y'all love these motherfucking phones. Like, Okay. Yeah, but yeah, you ever think about where you fall on that scale though? The scale between, being all you can be and being the least that you can be? You ever think about, like, every day when you wake up, where you fall on that scale? Something I used to do, man, that I'm gonna have to get back to doing. I just gotta be real with y'all. I ain't gonna sit here in front like I still been doing it, but I'm getting back to that. I used to grade myself every day. And I would be 100 with myself. Some days I have A's, some days I have B's, some days I have D's, some days I have F's. You know what I mean? And I have my different criteria that I would use to base these grades on. But every day I used to grade myself. And this is just something that worked for me, right? When I did that, it put me in the mindset of, I want to have an A today. When I wake up, I want to have an A. And I knew the specific things that I had to do in order to give myself an A today. And sometimes I would fall short. Sometimes, the day would bring things that I didn't expect, and I responded to those things in the wrong way, and I got an F. You know what I mean? Hey, for me, F is when you go to jail. Like, if you start your day to day and you be like, man, I'm gonna have an A today, man. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure I have an A by the end of the day. By the time midnight strikes, or by the time it's time to go to sleep, I'm gonna have me an A. You know what I mean? And by the time it's time to go to sleep, you on a motherfucking hard ass mat or the floor, you know what I mean, eating a spicy bologna sandwich or a nasty ass peanut butter and jelly sandwich with some stale ass bread. You know what I mean? That's an F. Whenever I had them days, I give myself an F, man. Like, fuck, I got an F today, man. I just gotta keep it real. Freeze, you gotta keep it real with yourself, man. You got yourself an F today. So, but yeah, man. Then other days, I would have A's. There's different things that I would do, like I said, in order to earn an A for myself for that day, right? Like, for instance, when I wake up in the morning, one assignment would be to put some love in my body. You know what I mean? Small assignment, but it's still an assignment nonetheless. I wake up, put some love in my body. That's, one step closer to me having an A today. Another thing I would do is recite my personal constitution to myself. Y'all already know. Y'all done seen me break down my personal constitution. I have a video. If you just look up "Freeze is it," personal constitution, the video will come up and it'll show you exactly what my personal constitution is, right? But after I put some love in my body, I would get on my knees and pray and thank the Most High for waking me up today. Definitely got to do that. That's another assignment, one step closer to having an A today. Then I will recite my personal mission statement to myself, and that's another step closer to me having an A. Then, it might be different things, like when I'm out and about, say hello to 5 different strangers, or you know what I mean, say hello to 10 different strangers, but at least 5 of these strangers, bare minimum 5 of these strangers have to be females. Just like little things like that. And the list goes on and on and on, right? But these are things that I would do to make sure that I would have an A for the day. And you know what that does when you start your day off like that, it starts you off on the right track, because whatever thoughts you start your day off with, 9 times out of 10, those thoughts are going to dominate your day. So if you understand that, then you want your thoughts to be thoughts of ambition. You want your thoughts to be thoughts of value, thoughts of motivation, you know, thoughts of being valuable to others, thoughts of being an asset to others. You know, when you start your day off like that, that's what it puts you in the mindset of. But it's something, like I say, that you got to be intentional about. You have to be intentional about that. You know, your day ain't gonna just start itself off like that. If you allow your day to start itself off, 9 times out of 10, when you wake up, first thing you doing, looking at your DM, looking at your notifications, looking at your inbox, you know what I mean? And you already start the day off fucked up like that. You know, that's a fucked up way to start your day immediately. You know what I mean? Because you starting your day off with thoughts about what other motherfuckers is doing. You're not MMOB. You're not minding my business, minding my own business, minding your own business. You're not doing that when you wake up, and the first thing you want to do is see notifications of what other motherfuckers is doing. When you wake up, the first thing you want to be doing is minding your own business. Your business ain't gonna mind itself. It's something you got to be intentional about. So, you know, you want to wake up with the right shit on your mind. You want to wake up with, you know, thoughts of being all that you can be. Like I said, I gave you an example of a tactic that I would use in order for me to be all that I can be day by day. You know, taking it one day at a time. That's a tactic that I used. You might have a different tactic. You might have a more creative tactic than me. You might have a more effective tactic than me. You know what I mean? You might take my tactic and revise it for yourself and make it even colder than what I was doing with it, you know? But the bottom line is, you want to wake up every day thinking to yourself, you know, I'm going to be all that I can be. And when you wake up and the first thing you want to see is what everybody else is doing on social media, you're not minding your own business. So you're not going to be thinking about being all you can be. You thinking about seeing all you can see. And fuck seeing all you can see. Whatever you want to see is going to be there whenever you got time to go see it. But right now, you need to be endeavoring to be all that you can be. That's what your mission need to be. And like I said, you know, I named several things how I would start my day within the first few minutes of waking up. You know, another thing is looking your best. Hey, man, it kills me, right? And, you know, for all the skeptics and all the, you know, pessimistic people and all that type of shit, when I say what I'm about to say, don't think I'm being on some colorism type shit or racism type shit. It's just the truth. It's the truth, right? Dark-skinned people, when they get in shape, don't nobody on the planet look better than a dark-skinned, in-shape motherfucker. Like, as far as females, nobody on the planet looks better than a black woman whose body is just chiseled. Nobody compares. Same thing with a black man. Nobody looks better than a black-ass nigga that's chiseled, that's on swole, cut the fuck up, chiseled, right? So, you know, if you think about it, just pay attention. When people perform in bodybuilding competitions, what do? They tan. They make their skin darker. Why? Because when your skin is darker, your definition, it looks better on you. You know what I mean? A motherfucker could be fluorescent, white as a motherfucker. You might have a white ass bodybuilder, you know what I mean, body cold as a motherfucker. When he get on that stage to perform, he's going to tan his body. Same thing with a female. She could be lily white. When she get on that stage to perform, she gonna tan her body to make her body look as dark as she can make it without looking crazy, make it still look natural, but they gonna tan their body so you can see the definition better. So if you already a black ass motherfucker, if you already, you know what I mean, dark skin, you know what I mean, when you get in shape, can't nobody fuck with you. Nobody is gonna look better than you. You know what I mean? I might be swole as a motherfucker, and I got a dark-skinned homeboy, you know what I mean? He swole too. We both got the same build, same genetics, everything. He gonna look better than me because he dark-skinned, that's it. If we both take our shirt off, he gonna look better than me. I might even have a better body than him. I might even be, my chest might be bigger, or my arms might be bigger, or whatever the case may be. My six-pack might have a little bit better cuts or whatever. That nigga gonna look better than me because he dark-skinned, period. You know what I mean? So, back to being all that you can be, you know, everybody don't have to be on swole. Everybody don't have to be, you know, fitness guru or anything like that. But I can't even lie. I just got to be 100. When I see a dark-skinned person, and especially 9 times out of 10, they got good genetics. So that's kind of like a given. You know what I mean? Black folks, period. If you melanated 9 times out of 10, again, it's not no racist shit. It's just a fact. People of other races will tell you if they keep it 100. I've had Asian people tell me. I've had Latino people tell me. I've had white people tell me like, damn, man, I wish I had your genetics, man. Like, man, black people, y'all got it good. It's just the truth, right? You know what I mean? But like I said, when you dark skinned 9 times out of 10, the good genetics is just gonna come with it, right? And I can't even lie, it's just disappointing to see a motherfucker this dark skin with good ass genetics, but they just they won't do nothing with their body. They won't do nothing to sculpt their body and build that motherfucker up and make it the beautiful creation that it was meant to be. I just gotta keep it real, man. So if you dark skinned, if you watching this shit right now and you dark skinned and you allowed yourself to get fat, I'm mad at you. Freeze is mad at you, man. If you a black ass motherfucker, I'm talking about if you like look like if you the complexion of Akon, you know what I mean? I'm mad at you. If you're not on swole, if you're not chiseled, or if you're a female, you know what I mean? If your legs ain't sculpted, if your arms and shoulders and all that shit, if you ain't built like Angela Bassett, I'm mad at you. For real. I'm mad at you, man, because you're not being all you could be. You really ain't being all you could be. You know what I mean? Because that's just a fact. Whoever tell you something different, they lying or they in denial or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I'm a light-skinned motherfucker, but I'm just honest and I can just keep it real. Nobody looks better than an in-shape, dark-skinned person. Nobody. You can't fuck with that. Nowhere on the planet, nowhere in existence, you know, you just can't fuck with that. So, you know what I mean? I'm mad at y'all, and I want y'all to get mad at me. You know what I mean? And prove me wrong. Like, man, fuck Freeze, man. Motherfucker over here talking about me because I'm dark-skinned and fat. Man, fuck that nigga, man. I'm finna show that nigga, man. I'm gonna get more on swole than him. I'm gonna have a better body than him. Man, I want y'all to do that. Get mad, get provoked. You know what I mean? I want to piss you motherfuckers off. I wish every fat, dark-skinned person was in front of me right now so I could roast the shit out you motherfuckers and provoke you to get your ass in the motherfucking gym and get your ass in Whole Foods Market and start eating right and start working out, you know what I mean? So you can have the amazing appearance that you was meant to have. Then when you at your best, nobody compares. Nobody can compete with you when you are at your best. That's my ultimate mission, you know, is to make you your best. Because when you at your best, listen, if you're a dark-skinned person and you put your body to the test and you challenge that motherfucker every day and you growing every day and you get to a point where you being all that you could be physically, nobody can fuck with you. Nobody can compare to you. Man, I could work out hard as a motherfucker, had a perfect diet, perfect workout, perfect attendance at the gym, you know what I mean? Amazing body, amazing health, all that shit. I can't fuck with you. I can't fuck with you because I'm not dark skinned. I don't even compete. I don't compare. So, you know what I mean? Be all you could be. That's my bottom line. You know what I mean? Be all you can motherfucking be. You dig? Another part of being all you could be, man. Let's just talk about the game, right? Let's talk about pimping and hoeing. You know, it's a lot of people in the game, man. They just have no concept of being all they can be. They have no concern for being all they could be. It's very disappointing because the potential to get money right now is greater than it's ever been. The potential to move that money the right way and make it grow is greater than it's ever been. It's never been a better time to make money in the game. It's never been a better time to learn how to move that money to make it grow than now. Right now is the best time. And what people don't understand, all good things come to an end. It's not always going to be sweet like this. You know, if you go back to the 1920s, right? Back in the 1920s, you know, it was a lot of new technology for the time, right? And those new technologies brought about new opportunities to make money. So you had a lot of people coming into wealth. You had a lot of new money, basically. Blue Hunted, good looking with the $5 holler. Blessings to you, Freeze. I appreciate you, man. Cheers. In the 1920s, you had a lot of new money. You had a lot of new people coming into wealth because there was a lot of new technology and that presented new opportunities, right? Madam C.J. Walker, she was, you know, it's arguable. She definitely was one of the first black female millionaires in the United States. But if it wasn't her, it was the woman who taught her. I forget her name. Somebody probably can tell me in the chat. But the lady who educated Madam C.J. Walker, I forget her name. She was also one of the first black female millionaires. And, you know, this is in the 1920s. And that's just to name a few, you know, but the reason why this was happening, Annie Malone. Okay, there you go. Annie Malone, she's also another one who was one of the first black female millionaires in the United States, right? Right. Madam C.J. Walker invented the hot comb. That's what I'm saying. You know, during that time, it was similar to the times that we in right now. You know, cars was being mass produced like crazy. You know, it was becoming more common for people to have cars in the 1920s. So, you know, when it comes to building and mass producing cars, that's going to create a lot of jobs. And then if you mass producing cars and you got all these people having cars, what are some of the things that you're going to have available when people is driving cars? You're going to need gas stations. because those cars gotta fill up and put gas in their cars. You're gonna need auto shops because some of them cars is gonna break down. You know what I mean? And they're gonna need somebody to repair that shit. Another thing that became real common in the 1920s is chains of stores, like chains of department stores like Macy's and shit like that, or chains of grocery stores as we know it today, like Publix or Fry's or Albertsons and all that type of shit. You know, that's something else that became, you know, a thing in the 1920s. You know, another thing was radio. You know, radio stations start popping up all over the country in the 1920s. You know, so with radio stations popping up everywhere, that's creating job opportunities. And then in order for people to listen to the radio station, what do they need? They need radios. So now it's a market for radios, you know, so motherfuckers got to mass produce radios. That's creating more job opportunities. You dig? So I'm just putting y'all in the mind frame of a time back in history that was similar to these times right now. In the 1920s, it was similar to right now because there was a lot of new technology back then that created a lot of new money, a lot of new opportunities to get rich. And at that time, it's like, as long as you was inclined to get some money, it wasn't really hard in the 1920s. You know, you just had to be ambitious enough and have to get up and go make that shit happen. And, you know, it was a lot of new money. You know, another thing that became a thing in the 1920s was like stars, you know, athletic stars, movie stars, music stars. You didn't really have no like superstars too much before the 1920s. You had people that was famous for acting and famous for, you know, sports, or famous for, you know, being a musician and things like that. But in the 1920s, it was different because with radio, now people was more exposed to shit than they was before. You know, now you could listen to the Joe Louis fight on the radio. Now you can listen to, you know, whatever singer was popular back then. You could listen to them on the radio. You did. So it created more superstars at that time. You did. Movies became more popular at that time. So, you know, it was real similar to now. And motherfuckers back then probably never thought that shit was gonna end. The money was just so good, motherfuckers probably never thought it was gonna end. Then what happens? At the end of the 1920s, you have the Great Depression. And man, didn't nobody see that shit coming. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, but the general public didn't see that shit coming. Motherfuckers like you and me, for the most part, we didn't see that shit coming in the 1920s. At the end of the 1920s, 1929, that's when the Great Depression kicks in, right? And when the Great Depression kicks in, man, it was bad. Like, if you listen to stories from back then or read about stories from back then during the Great Depression, hey, man, ain't nobody alive, none of us. We ain't went through none of that. I mean, if you in the United States, I'll say that. If you from the United States, we ain't never went through a time as rough as the Great Depression. I'm talking about it was ugly. Like, if you read the autobiography of Malcolm X, for those of y'all who read the autobiography of Malcolm X, if you remember when he talked about when his father died, you know, and basically they didn't have a provider in the family at that point. And I think Malcolm X had 8 siblings. It was either 8 or 9 of them all together, 8 or 9 kids, and they just left with their mama. Their father died, and so now they don't have a provider. And then on top of that, you know, the insurance policy, the life insurance policies that their mother had on their father, you know, the life insurance companies pretty much snaked them out of that, so they didn't have no money. It was so ugly, man. Malcolm X and his siblings, they used to go out into the fields and just get regular grass. Just regular grass. And bundle that shit up and bring it to the house and boil that shit and eat that shit. Can you imagine it being so fucked up? You can't imagine no shit like that right now. You can't imagine it being so fucked up where you ain't got no money, you ain't got no way to provide, you don't even have a way to make money. Not only do you not have no money right now, but you don't even have a way to get to the money. And then on top of that, you don't even have a way to get food. And you have to resort to going into a motherfucking field, bundling up some regular ass grass and boiling that shit and feeding it to your kids. That's crazy. But that was the reality of motherfuckers. Like I said, 1920s. 1920s kickoff, boom. Auto industry booming. Radio industry booming. Music, sports, entertainment booming. You know what I mean? Business booming. You know, all these new millionaires popping up all over the place. You know, motherfuckers coming into wealth. You know, business is just booming all across America. And then the shit just crashed. The shit just come to a screeching halt. Motherfuckers can't see it coming. Now, God forbid we go through a crisis like that in today's times. But my point is, a lot of y'all have action at doing some great shit. But you're not inclined. You're not motivated. You're not inspired to do some great shit. But you have it well within your ability to do some great shit. Sinful to P, as always, good looking with the $100 holla. Glory to God for blessing us with this game. Appreciate you, bro. You know, they say the average person, most of us have 5 ideas in our head a year, that if we executed any one of them 5 ideas, it will make us wealthy. It will make us rich. 5 ideas a year. If you just go hard on one of them, it'll make you rich. Most of us have that. Most of us in America, we have that, right? And if you think about it, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know for sure I be having them. It's so many great ideas that I fronted on, that I slept on. Some of you motherfuckers probably got some cold ideas that you didn't maximize on, and you seen somebody else do that shit, and now they balling. And you over there working your dead-end job that you hate. And, man, you sitting over there like, man, this motherfucker did my shit, and they over there balling with it. I'm telling you, man, and you tell yourself like, oh, man, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. You know what I mean? I'll do my thing when I get to it. One day you ain't gonna be able to get to it. That's what you don't understand. It's so many motherfuckers becoming wealthy off of YouTube, getting rich off YouTube. It don't make no sense. And some of you motherfuckers that's watching have the potential to start a YouTube channel and be balling. Some of y'all, same type of thing. Some of y'all probably had an idea for a soft white underbelly before Mark did the shit. Or something along them same lines. Some of y'all probably had an idea for a Vlad TV or a No Jumper before they did that type of shit. You had that in your head, like, man, I need to do this. And you didn't do that shit, and now look at these motherfuckers balling out of control. Stop fronting on yourself, man. Be all you could be. Because right now is a time where the world ain't gonna let you down. See, it's been times in history where motherfuckers was trying to be all they could be, but the world was letting them down because of their circumstances or whatever the case may be. Hey, the circumstances is sweet right now. If you live in the United States, man, circumstances are sweet. They really can't get no sweeter, man. Man, if you're not being all you could be right now, you front on yourself. And one day when times get rough and the opportunities disappear, you're going to be mad at yourself. And see, that's the problem with most people. When things are sweet, motherfuckers can't see the end. It's just sweet right now. Oh, I'll always be able to get in the studio and make an album. I'll always be able to start my own business. I'll always be able to start my skincare line. You know what I mean? I'll always be able to open my beauty shop. I'll always be able to do my life coaching thing. I'll always be able to, start that YouTube channel. I can do that shit later. Nah. Shit is sweet right now. Everybody on YouTube that's balling right now, they can't see the end. The end is not in sight right now. But trust me, shit is not going to always be this sweet. Because I guarantee you, there's a powerful motherfucker somewhere that don't like this shit. I'm talking about a powerful motherfucker, a motherfucker with some juice, a motherfucker with some political juice, a motherfucker with some monetary juice. It's a motherfucker somewhere, or it's probably groups of motherfuckers somewhere that don't like the fact that anybody, a bum on the street, literally, a bum on the street, literally, can put some content on the internet and it'll change his life. You know what I mean? It's too sweet right now, and it's not going to stay that way. Somebody somewhere behind the scenes is working to slow this shit down or stop it. You know what I mean? Especially because, you got so many motherfuckers coming into money right now. The motherfuckers with the old money, the Rothschilds and the Waltons and all of them families, the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, they don't like a lot of you motherfuckers with your new money moving into their neighborhood and you loud as a motherfucker. And, you know what I mean? They don't like you, your girlfriend walking outside to the driveway to check her mail and she got a robe and a bonnet on and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They don't like that shit. They don't like that shit, man. Somebody do not like that. And somebody is gonna do, they doing everything in their power to make it where, you can't just access the money like that, like you can right now. It's some powerful motherfuckers, trust me, that do not like this shit. You know what I mean? It's some powerful motherfuckers that hate the fact that Kanye West is a multi-billionaire. There's some powerful motherfuckers that hate that shit. It's some powerful motherfuckers that hate the fact that Jay-Z, even Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner, because they not black, but they fuck with black folks. They got black kids. So it's motherfuckers that hate the fact that they got bread. You know what I mean? And my point is, shit ain't always gonna be sweet. You gotta play chess. And if you're smart, you're going to do everything in your power right now to be all that you could be. And, it starts with, doing a lot of small things that'll lead you to great things. It starts with when you wake up, like I said, you don't have to do the same things that I do when I wake up, but, just do something that's gonna feed you, that's gonna nourish your soul, that's gonna nourish your mind when you wake up to start your day off on the right path. You dig? Like I said, when you wake up in the morning, you shouldn't be first thing you doing as soon as you wake up. You got boogers in your eye. You got some crust right here from when you was slobbering on your face. You know what I mean? your breath funky as a motherfucker. You know, like Sinful like to say, you know what I mean? Your breath smell like you want to be alone. You know what I mean? And first thing you doing is going for your phone to see what everybody else is doing, to see what kind of notifications you got. You know what I mean? To see who liking you, or who got in your DM, or who replied to your story, and all of those stupid ass shit that's not doing nobody no good. It's not generating no income for you. It's not, you know, you're not minding your own business with that. Nothing. You know? And it's okay to like do that, you know, at some point in the day, but handle your business first. You know, like I said, me, when I get up in the morning, first thing I'm gonna do is get on my knees and thank the Most High for allowing me to wake up and see another day. I'm gonna put some love in my body. I'm gonna recite my personal mission statement, my personal constitution. I'm gonna recite that to myself, you know, and then from there, I'm gonna do various different things that, like I said, are going to make sure that I earn an A for myself. Because like I said, my thing is grading myself every day. That's something that I was slacking on for a long time, that I'm getting back to now. You dig? Prayer, water, personal constitution. You know what I mean? You know, get up, shit, shave, bathe. You know what I mean? Get my grooming together, making sure that I look good and smell good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna read at least for an hour at some point in the day. I prefer to do it early in the day, but I might have some things that I got to do right away that where I won't have an hour to read early in the day, but I'm gonna make time at some point in the day to use 60 of my 1,440 minutes throughout the day to read. I'm gonna use 60 of those minutes reading. You dig? And then even when I read, like, or when I'm not reading, like I find myself, like I'm just so focused, I'm just so in the zone right now, I find myself not even really listening to music that much. Like when I end this live and I get to riding around, I'm cruising and shit, I'm most likely be listening to an audio book. You dig? I'm just really bent on, you know, nourishing my mind, exercising my mind, sharpening my mind. You dig? So that I can be an asset to everybody that I encounter. So that I can add value or play a role in adding value to the people that I encounter, to the people that I involve myself with. You dig? That's what I'm real serious about right now. Like I told y'all, when the year started, I told y'all that my mission for this year is to be a bigger and better blessing to more people than I ever have been in my past, right? So that means I really got to be the best me that I could be. I got to be all I can be. So, yeah, a part of that is, you know, when I'm riding around, man, most of the time, you know, I'm going to listen to some music here and there, but lately, most of the time when I'm riding around, I'm listening to an audiobook. Because I can't read and drive at the same time. I wish I could do that safely, but I can't. And I'm a cold multitasker, but I'm not finna be I ain't gonna lie, I have done it sometimes, but I'm not doing it no more. You know what I mean? That shit is it's doing too much. Trying to read a book and drive at the same time. I ain't gonna lie, I done did it before, but I'm not doing it now. You know, especially when they have audio books. You dig? So, yeah, when I'm riding around, especially on a road trip, like if I go like on a 4, 5, 6 hour drive or a 1 or 2 day drive, sometimes like I do, hey man, I'm soaking up game the whole time. I'm listening to audio books, and if I'm not listening to audio books, I'm listening to Khalid Muhammad. I'm listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm listening to Malcolm X. You know what I mean? I'm listening to, you know, something that's going to inspire me. and give me some game at the same time. You dig? So yeah, but like I say, all of this are deposits towards me being all that I can be. That's my mission right now, to be all that I can be. And that's why I said that all of this is so that I can be a bigger and better blessing to more people than I ever have been, because that's a purpose that's bigger than myself. See, when you serving a purpose that's bigger than yourself, now you got a responsibility beyond just yourself. Now you gotta hold yourself accountable. It's easy to hold, to not hold yourself accountable when you're the only one who's affected by the things that you do. When nobody else is affected by the things that you do, it's only yourself. You don't really have to hold yourself accountable. You should, but you're not gonna feel too bad if, you allow yourself to slack off and you're the only one affected by it. But when you make it your business to serve a purpose bigger than yourself, and you holding yourself accountable, that's what's going to help you be all you could be. I'm serving a purpose that's bigger than myself right now. I probably really don't even understand how big the purpose is that I'm serving right now, because I might fuck around and, have some shit going on that I can't even see right now. But the end result of it is going to be me being a bigger and better blessing to more people than I ever have been in times past. Yeah. Phil Jackson, good looking with the $20 holler. You did. Yeah, but, be all you could be, man. Because right now is probably the best time in history to be all that you can be and get a return on that shit like never before. The return that you get from being all that you can be right now is ridiculous. It don't make no damn, it really makes no sense. It makes no sense, the return that you're going to get right now from being all that you could be. And what you got to understand is the return ain't always going to be so sweet like it is right now. So right now is the best time to be all you could be. Like I said, each year is 2022. Before this year is over with, the majority of you are going to have 5 ideas that you think of that if you execute any one of them 5 ideas, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your financial situation. It's going to make you richer or wealthier than you ever imagined. 5 ideas, if you just execute one of them. So take that seriously. Figure out whatever one of them ideas that you want to take serious and execute that shit. Be all you could be in it. It's 247 of y'all in here right now, but only 215 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door. Do a pimp a favor, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. What I mean by that, hit that button that look like that, man. Hit that like button. Step outside real quick. Step to the door. Exit the chat real quick. Wipe your feet off at the door. Hit that like button. Then you can step back inside. You dig? And come back and chat with us. We're going to be right here. And you're going to be able to hear me the whole time when you step outside, wipe your feet off at the door, come back in. You know what I mean? And the chat's still going to be there. It's only going to take you a split second. And I appreciate you. Like the people that were in position owning homes in Vegas before the inflation, they are doing well. Hey, that's real talk. Because, I've been I've been peeping out the Wall Street Trapper, him 500, Earn Your Leisure, David Never Sleeps. You know, I've been peeping these people out lately, right? And, you know, all of their content is about finance. And, you know, especially for us as black folks. You dig? And a recurring theme is just being consistent, right? Even when shit get rough, you just got to be consistent. And, you know, when it comes to real estate, when shit get bad, a lot of times people want to hurry up and get rid of that property and sell it. But if they just hold on to it, at least this is like from peeping all of this content, like I said, this is the recurring thing. If you hold on to the shit until times get good, man, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. And you're right, Robin, a lot of people, I'm sure in Vegas, you know, had property or had houses, you know, and when shit got rough, they hurried up and dumped that shit. And now that same shit is, man, the value done went through the roof. It's funny because I was just listening to that Jay-Z song, the OJ song, the OJ story or whatever that shit is called. I was listening to that shit yesterday, and he was talking about how, you know, he could have bought property in Dumbo before it was Dumbo, and I think he had the opportunity to buy the shit for $2 million, and he didn't, and now the shit is worth like $25 million. And you know, he said he felt like Dumbo after that. Hey, it's so cold. It's so cold because Jay-Z is a billionaire. And you have a billionaire. People, you know, that line and other lines like that will probably go over a lot of people's heads. This is somebody who's a billionaire, and he's talking about a situation where he could have spent $2 million, and that $2 million could have turned into $25 million. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a major financial difference in his life, but he still understands the value of that and the power in that and what he could do with that. You know what I mean? Another thing he's into is art. You know, he was talking about some art that he bought, you know, he bought it for so much, and now the value of it just keeps increasing, and he can't wait to give it to his kids. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of shit all of us need to be thinking about. That's the type of shit all of us need to be aspiring to. You dig? Like, just imagine all the different investments Jay-Z got going on right now. You dig? Man, it's crazy. Like, man, it's some cold shit, man. But the bottom line is, man, be all you could be. We're gonna keep it going for a few more minutes. But in a few minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Once again, if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, please do so. What I mean by that, hit that like button. Right, legacy. And see, that's what I was talking about before, about us magnifying and glorifying small ass shit. Like, we magnify and glorify the smallest shit. And when we do that, we don't understand how it hinders our vision, and we can't see the big shit that is within our reach. A lot of us got some big old shit within our reach, but we so busy, you know what I mean, glorifying and magnifying the smallest shit. All the little shit that these little rappers be doing. You know, Just small shit like buying jewelry and, you know, designer clothes and cars and shit. And that shit is cool. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But again, just like I talked about yesterday, right? Like, you know, somebody in the game, a pimp or a hoe, could make a video counting $20,000 cash right now or $50,000 cash right now. If they credit is fucked up, if they breaking their neck to pay for whatever car they got, if they don't have a place to stay or the place that they got to stay ain't really the best place to stay, you know what I mean? That 20,000 ain't shit. It don't look right. You know, and this is the type of shit that we magnify and glorify. And it's the equivalent of what these rappers do. You know, because a lot of these rappers, when they get a hold of some money, first thing they gonna do is go buy a bunch of jewelry. Then they gonna bust it down. And when they bust it down, the shit ain't gonna be worth nearly as much. The value is gonna plummet immediately as soon as they bust it down. You buy a Rolex, bust it down, value drops immediately. You know, so it's trick shit. Motherfuckers can't wait to go trick off at the jewelry store. Motherfuckers can't wait to go trick off at the car lot. Motherfuckers can't wait to go trick off shit at the strip club. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z said that shit in the OJ story too. You know what I mean? You want to, he said, what'd he say? I can't remember the exact words, but basically he was like, you want to know what's more important than making it rain at the strip club? Credit. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of shit that we magnify and glorify. But that ain't it. You got to see bigger than that. And of course, it's easy to do that because a lot of these rappers, you know, they have opportunities that the most of us sitting back watching haven't had. The majority of us sitting back watching what these rappers doing, you know, we haven't had the opportunity to do the shit that they doing, right? So it looked like some amazing shit to a lot of us. But what I'm saying is there's something way bigger than what them niggas is doing. There's people, black people from the hood, just like you and me, that are doing way better things than what these rappers is doing. You know, and then on top of that, you know, motherfuckers go do all this splurging and shit, and then they gon' splurge money on bitches that's gonna fuck around in a year or 2 or 5 years from now, you know, come with some rape allegations or some sexual assault allegations on their motherfucking ass. Like, the culture is just fucked up. You know what I mean? And people don't learn. People don't pay attention. Hey, man, it's something way bigger than that. You know, whoever your favorite rapper is, however much jewelry they got, you know, whatever they got going on. See, listen, and this is what I want people to understand too. You got some rappers that's doing some dope shit, right? Like, shout out to 21 Savage. 21 Savage, he got something going on where in his community in Atlanta, you know, he's teaching kids. He's teaching kids financial literacy. That's dope. That's better than any motherfucking chain you could get. That's better than any car you could get. That's better than any designer clothes you could get. Like, that shit right there is dope as fuck. And that's the type of shit that we don't magnify and we don't glorify. Like, that should be getting talked about more than, you know, what rappers is breaking up with whoever or whatever's going on love and hip hop and all that stupid ass bullshit. Like, how come people ain't talking about shit like that? What 21 Savage is doing in this community? You know what I mean? You know, like, and he's just one example, but you got other rappers doing dope ass shit like that too that don't get talked about. You know what I mean? Because that's not attractive to us. But motherfuckers don't understand what that means. Like, this man is teaching financial literacy in his community. Like, you know how many future millionaires are part of that program? Like, how many brilliant minds are a part of that program? Like, that's the type of shit that we need to be on. You know, like, I just think it's just dope when somebody could sit back and look at all the millionaires they created. You know what I mean? Among their community. Like, I helped him become a millionaire. I helped her become a millionaire. I helped that family, you know what I mean, get their $1 million business in motion. I helped them become millionaires. Like, that's the type of shit that I be thinking about. That's some dope ass shit. You know? And you can give a motherfucker some money, but giving them the game to know the right things to do with the money, that's the dopest shit in the world. So again, shout out to 21 Savage, man, because that shit, to me, that's the flyest shit in the world. That's dope as a motherfucker. You dig? Simple to Pete. Once again, good looking with the $100 holla. Teach. Indeed. Yeah, man, but you know, like I say, we got to see bigger so we could be bigger. And if we see bigger so we could be bigger, then we can be all that we can be. You know, so I'm encouraging all of y'all, man, to be all that you could be. Like, again, think about where you fall on the scale right now. Just be honest with yourself. You know, be all you could be the least that you could be. You know what I mean? Be all that you could be, exercising and nourishing your mind, exercising and nourishing your soul, exercising and nourishing your body. You know what I mean? Not putting poison into your mind, not putting poison into your soul, not putting poison into your body. This is being all that you could be. Over here, you eating, being the least that you could be. You eating all the wrong foods. You ain't drinking enough water. You ain't doing nothing healthy to your body. You listening to a bunch of stupid ass music. You watching a bunch of dumb ass shit on your phone or on TV or on YouTube, whatever. You know what I mean? You destroying your mind, body, and soul over here, being the least that you could be. And if you be honest with yourself, you might be right here or very close to it. But guess what? You don't have to stay right there. You could come over here and be all you could be whenever you feel like it. Anytime. You could be all you could be anytime. Just because you over here stuck, you know what I mean, mentally, because that's really all it is. You the only thing in your way is yourself. Eating a bunch of terrible ass food, greasy ass food, you know what I mean? The motherfucking hot dogs that's rotating in 7-Eleven for 5 days. You know what I mean? You eating all that type of shit. Like, you don't have to stay like that. And again, what helps you to be all you could be is when you serving a purpose bigger than yourself. If you look at anybody legendary, if you look at anybody great, you know what I mean? Anybody a part of any type of dope shit, they serving a purpose bigger than they self. Anybody that you admire for real, anybody that's legendary, anybody that been gone for 100 years and they still talking about them right now. These are people that was serving a purpose bigger than they self. You dig? So, you know, you might be over here on bullshit, but when you think about people that you're important to, people that you have an effect on, people that want to see you, you know, do better and be better, and what that could mean for them, if you got any type of love for them, it's easier to get over here and be all you could be and stop being the least that you could be. Food for thought, man. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up in just a second. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so right now. What I mean by that, hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up thing one time, please and thank you. While I put some love in my body, man. Pete Blazer, good looking with the $10 holla. Blessings to the gang. Much appreciated. But yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Go ahead and put some love in my body on the way out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Excuse me. I appreciate y'all for all the likes, shares, comments. I appreciate you for subscribing. I appreciate you hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate the cash apps. I appreciate your support in every which way that you come with it. Y'all already know we're going to do this again much sooner than later. Freeze is it. Much love to everybody. Stop fronting on your motherfucking self. Go be all you could be. And you ain't got to join the motherfucking army to do that shit. You know what I mean? Join your own army. You dig? But go be all you could be, man. Stop fronting on yourself. If y'all out moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. Happy Friday. You know, all of y'all have a good weekend and be blessed. I'll holla.